host, Yamina, founder of Yanni Beauty, a luxury, inclusive, and sustainable beauty brand and specialty retailer. I am so happy to be with you today. And today's topic is gratitude. You know that a part of everything we talk about in my beauty bag is all about beauty, wellness, business, and how this all plays a role in our life, right? And so today we're going to really talk about gratitude and how that plays a role in our lives, in our business, in our overall well being. So, gratitude is, of course, we all know, a way of feeling and giving thanks, right? Showing that we are grateful for the things, the people, that are around us, the places that we have discovered, and all of those little bit of joys that we have in the world, even the ones that we take for granted, like waking up every day, having hands that move and feet that walk, being able to see, because we do know that everyone has a limitation, and so really being mindful and realizing that the limitations that we don't have or the limitations that we do embrace are also means for gratitude. So today I want to talk about how gratitude impacts your life, your overall well-being, because it is something that I think a lot of people, and I won't say a lot of people, there are people who don't think about gratitude on a daily basis. You know, people may think about gratitude when it is something of, let's say, major importance or something that's just extraordinary. So, you may show gratitude. Let's say if you got a new client, you're a business, you got a new client, you just nailed like the big fish, or you graduated from college, or you birthed a child, or a wedding, those type of things, people tend to always show gratitude toward. But again, a lot of people, or some people, don't really look at that daily, and how that if we did look at that daily, what that would do for us, on a mental level and emotional level, and really even when we're thinking about our day to day in your home or at your job, how these things actually affect your well-being. And so I'm going to give you some things that I've learned on my willful mindfulness journey. I am so sorry, my mindfulness journey, and how that impacted my wellness. So me mixing wellness and mindfulness together. So anyway, gratitude. The first thing is it improves your mental health. So it is known that gratitude, having practices of gratitude daily or on some regular basis, just really sitting down and thinking about the things that you are grateful for. Even, like I said, the smallest things in your life have been linked to reduce symptoms of depression, reduce anxiety, reduce stress. Because expressing gratitude, it promotes like this positive overall like psychological feeling. It enhances the overall well-being because you feel very positive. And when you feel positive, there's less room, right, for depression, anxiety, stress. Even if these things are in the moment, they're really beneficial, because if you don't know, or maybe you do, is that even the psychological stressors that we have in a day, whether it's something that's happening at work, it's exercise, they don't even have to be bad stressors. They still impact our bodies and our mental capacity. So if you were stressed and in that moment you thought about the gratitude, you thought about being thankful for something, even if you thought about one thing that day that you were grateful for, it would almost immediately lower your stress levels at that particular moment. And so showing and expressing gratitude has a positive impact on your mental health. So that is something I think is very interesting, and something that I think we all can incorporate, because again, we're talking about even the smallest things. Like, I am so thankful. I am showing gratitude for being able to talk to you all today via this podcast. Gratitude, it also improves your physical health. So we talked about your mental health, but it also improves your physical health. So people who show gratitude, those grateful individuals, tend to engage in healthier behaviors in general. So normally the people who have recognized gratitude as a well-being factor also tend to be the people who exercise regularly, try to focus on proper nutrition and getting adequate sleep. And then those behaviors will overall contribute to better physical health, of course, better health outcomes, like such as maybe lowering your blood pressure or improving your immune function, because you are making better choices with your daily well-being. And it is just linked and shown that people who practice gratitude are also the same types of people who normally practice other regular healthy lifestyles. And even if we're not talking about perfection. We're not talking about you have to exercise 7 days a week. We're not talking about you eat healthy every single day and every single meal. We're not saying that sometimes you don't get the 8 to 10 hours that you need, but overall you do prioritize your physical health through those things. And those tend to be the same types of people. So if you are that type of person who exercises, nutrition, sleep, all of those things, and really thinking about your wellness, incorporating a gratitude practice, whatever that looks like for you. And we'll talk about some examples, how those together will make you healthier. It strengthens relationships. So, if you've ever told someone thank you for anything that they've done, the words that they have said to you that just brighten your day, you know how it makes you feel or people feel when people just really genuinely express their thanks. Well, it's the same way. So, because gratitude is just a thank you in a way. And it fosters a stronger social connection, because it promotes like a feeling of goodwill and reciprocity. So people are, they feel good when they are acknowledged for the things that they do, and the ways they have impacted maybe your moments, your day, your week, your life. It could be anything. It doesn't have to be your entire life. It could be like really just the person who made you smile the day that you didn't feel like really smiling. And so being able to show people that you are grateful for them builds those stronger relationships. Expressing gratitude towards others, it strengthens the bonds, and it increases like the social support, which essentially improves overall wellness. So it's for you, it's for the other person, and it is just something that is just positive overall. And so, really thinking about if you are in the zone of building relationships or managing relationships, really being able to look at the people in your life and just give them a thank you and just let them know how much they mean to you is something that benefits you both. It boosts resilience. So gratitude is known to cultivate a positive outlook and help individuals cope with challenging situations. So it pretty much encourages adaptive coping strategies and resilience in the face of adversity, which then leads to better mental and emotional well-being. And so what I'm saying is that sometimes we see things, the negative in things, right? There's usually an optimist and a pessimist. And let's say even if you are not a pessimist at all times, maybe this moment is the time where you have a pessimistic thoughts, and you just are not seeing the good in whatever situation it is. If you start to look at, again, those small things about, like, you having a home, and some people don't have a home, you have a car or transportation, while some people may not have that. Some people are not getting adequate meals, and you may be getting that. And so you start looking at those things and replacing those positive thoughts, those thoughts of gratitude, replacing the negative thoughts with those positive thoughts. And you just become more resilient, because then you realize that that bad moment won't last forever. That bad year won't last forever. If we're here, we get to do it another day. And so then you think about, like, I have another chance to, make this a better situation. And sometimes even those things are just learning curves, and you are just understanding that, and you are flowing with it, and then you come out better on the other end. And it all stems down to being able to identify and show gratitude towards different things. And again, that promotes optimism. So if you're normally a pessimist, or you really just can't find the sunshine or the gold at the end of every rainbow, being able to identify things that make you happy and thankful and show gratitude towards those things will tend to make you a more optimistic individual. So it's a win-win overall, right? And because, again, if you think about optimistic individuals, those tend to be the ones who are less stressed, have less anxiety, and are better able to cope in difficult situations. Because, again, my daughter always says bad things don't last always. And that is one of those, that's that mindset of having gratitude and knowing this is just a moment. And, we talked about sleep in the last podcast. So if you didn't hear the last podcast on about how sleep quality can enhance your well-being overall, it's the same with gratitude on your enhanced sleep quality. So if you have a feeling of gratitude throughout your day, if you cultivate feelings of gratitude before you go to bed, so whether that is in your prayer, your nighttime meditation, just the people, places, and things you are giving thanks to, you tend to be more relaxed, less stressed, and then you have improved sleep patterns and overall restfulness. And so that is another thing that can help your sleep quality. And when your sleep quality is improved, you are more productive, you are happier, you have more energy, you just have overall a better overall well-being. And so a lot of these things that we talk about when we talk about, like, wellness and mindfulness, they all kind of go hand in hand, and gratitude is a big part of that. Since COVID, I know this happens all the time, but I'm just going to focus back on the last 4 years. And since COVID kind of took the world by storm, a lot of people I knew personally couldn't seem to find their happiness in things. And it was understandable. People had passed away from COVID. There was so much uncertainty around the pandemic. close businesses and ruin people and places financially, it had a really, really big impact on everyone's lives a lot. And at this moment, it still does. And that's why I'm saying from COVID even till now, people are still recovering from the devastation that it caused. But even maybe going through some things now because we know that it has not gone away and likely won't go away in the near future. And so, with all of those things, it is not, I'm not surprised that a lot of people lost their joy and are still struggling to find it. One of the things gratitude does is, and I mean, this is a strong connection. If you have an increased sense of gratitude, you have an increased level of happiness and satisfaction with your life, right? It's because appreciation for things, appreciation for the present moments, cultivates positive emotions. And those emotions, those positive emotions, make you happier. They make you happier in the moment. But if this becomes a part of your daily practice, this becomes a part of your life, it makes you happier in life. And again, that goes back to the points of resilience and optimism, is because if you are able to identify that the things that are not going well for you at the moment or has not gone well for you in the past, that those things won't last all the time, that there is always a situation that could be worse. There is always a rainbow after the storm. Then you start to realize my life is not as bad as I think it is. You, a lot of times, I'm sure, if you knew better, wouldn't want to walk in someone else's shoes because somebody may be walking in shoes that you couldn't even imagine. And so being able to understand that, being able to find gratitude and give thanks to what you have currently, the things that you have currently, again, being able to be here, being able to cook a nutritious meal, being able to hug loved ones, being able to go into work, even if this is not your ideal career, knowing that somebody has applied for a job for a year and still has not gotten a yes. If we really sat down and thought about the things that we have, I am a business owner and I have so many times where I am just like, oh my goodness, things have to get better. It is so hard. It is a challenge all the time. But then I sit there and I I reframe my thoughts and think about how I am really, really grateful that I can actually start a business that I really am excited about, knowing that I still, even when my business is up and down, I still have a home to come to. I still have a family to come to. I still have a car to drive. Even knowing that me being a business owner allows me a lot of flexibility with my life, that I'm able to travel and be a homeschool mom. When I think about those things, I'm always filled with gratitude because I know that this life is not the life that not everyone has this life, even if they want it. And there may be things I want in life, but I understand that, first of all, we're not getting everything that we want in life. That is just the truth of the matter. But the hard times won't always last, and it's just a building block to what's to come. And so I tell people all the time, if anyone asks me, was I happy every day? I am happy, even when the day didn't go as planned, because I am not thinking about that moment of something didn't go right. I'm thinking about all of the things that I do have, all of the things that I am grateful for. And I am so, blessed and lucky to be able to have a lot of the things that I have, even if it pales in comparison to when we think about maybe financially other people. But I am not comparing myself, I'm thinking about the things that I have, and that sense of gratitude fosters life satisfaction and overall happiness. Um, and all of this stuff is funny because we think about how our mind and our heart works hand in hand. I don't know if you've ever thought about it, but a lot of times in our head, when we get stressed, it has a direct impact on our heart health. Even if it is not immediate, over time, people see that, hey, people realize that stress has caused them to have heart issues. And the same thing goes with gratitude on the reverse. If you have a gratitude practice that you implement as a lifestyle, I don't mean one day, one moment. If gratitude becomes a part of your life, it is linked to improved cardiovascular benefits. When I read that, I was like, that is really awesome, because we all want to be healthy. We want to stay healthy, or we want to be healthier. But gratitude is shown to reduce inflammation and improved heart rate variability. And so all of these physiological changes contribute to better heart health and overall wellness. And so these things are not just surface level, it really affects your entire life. And so it's just really amazing how the things we do in our life every day can be something that impacts us either positively or negatively in a way that we may not have seen or noticed. And so just, looking at that. But let's talk about, before I go, we're going to talk about some gratitude tips and how you can implement that into your daily life rather easily. And so one of the things is, if you're hearing this, a lot of people have, but maybe you have not heard about creating a gratitude journal. And so journaling is just taking a few moments out of your day and, writing down all of those things that you are grateful for, being able to identify those that day and writing them down, and just having a little reflection on how big or small the blessings are, the people in your life, even if it's so simple, like thinking about, I had my favorite cup of tea today, or the sunset was so beautiful today. Writing that in your gratitude journal. Again, we talked about expressing appreciation for others, really just telling someone thank you. Telling them thank you, tell them how they brighten your day, is a thing that you can do and incorporate into your daily life. So if you're at work, maybe a coworker, maybe your spouse, maybe your children, your friends, just telling someone that day how they positively impacted you. If you are at the end of the day and you do, like I said, a prayer or meditation or things like that, in that moment, also incorporating something that you are grateful for, that has happened in that day. And so that can be something that you incorporate into your nightly mindfulness routine. You can do things like engage in acts of kindness. You can just give yourself little visual reminders. I know some people like to put sticky notes around, maybe on their mirrors in the bathroom. So if you want to write little gratitude notes, there's all types of little things that you can do every day in order to show gratitude and increase your overall well-being and your happiness level. But the most important thing I want to tell you is consistency is key, and be patient with yourself. I try to encourage everyone to give themselves grace, because if you don't do it today, that is fine. Pick it up tomorrow. Life happens to all of us. And so be patient. The same way that you show gratitude towards others, don't forget to show that same gratitude to yourself. Even acknowledging your small efforts, because all of those small pebbles will lead to just a significant positive change in your overall life. And so I encourage you to show gratitude to others, but show gratitude to yourself. And so that is it for today. I hope that you are going to incorporate some gratitude practices. If you are already a gratitude professional, leave some comments. Let us know what you do on a regular basis in order to show gratitude to others and to yourself. Thank you for listening to this week's episode of In Your Beauty Bag, where we talk about all things beauty, wellness, business with a little fun. Before I go, I always tell you my beauty tip of the day. Today is all about the hair. I have locks. I'm going to put a little picture in here. And I had my locks retwisted, and I just love, I don't use lock gel. My tip is I use mousse and like a curly gel in order to retwist my hair, or not me, but my daughter does it, but retwist my hair, and then I braid it up to give myself a little crimp. You can see the picture, but that is my beauty tip for today. You don't always need lock gel. You can use what you have at home. So mousse, gel, regular gel, whatever that is. Thank you again for listening, and I will talk to you all next week.